What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to do a quick match reaction to the game that finished yesterday. Auchinleck Talbot 0, Celtic 2 in the Scottish Cup. Celtic progressing to the next round of the Scottish Cup to set up a tie with Dundee at home after a 2-0 victory over the junior side at Rugby Park. Celtic won, but that was a really poor performance, absolutely dreadful. The lack of quality is shocking, it really is, absolutely dreadful. It was like a training game. Celtic was so poor, listening to it on the radio, it was really boring. I fell asleep, how poor this squad is, absolutely dreadful. We should be beating that team 4 or 5-0. Really poor result, in my opinion. Yeah, we got the win, but it was a really poor performance. So many players let themselves down. Kobe Donovan came in. Martin O'Neill made a few changes. Kobe Donovan played left back, was getting beat every time. He's not a left back, shouldn't have been playing there. That was a mistake by O'Neill. Thought Donovan was really poor, but it wasn't his fault. It's not his position, so I'm not going to hold it against him too much. You had Ralston. Every time he plays, he's poor. He's just not Celtic standard, but that's the situation we're in. You know, he's just not good enough. He shouldn't be playing, simple as that. And the midfield was dreadful. I thought the two centre-backs were fine. Simasalo came in. Made a complete hash of a cross that came into the box where they nearly scored. Absolutely dreadful from Simasalo. The defending was atrocious. But he got away with it. The midfield didn't do a lot. You know, Bernardo came in, didn't do a lot. Thought he was really poor. Thought McGregor was slow, ponderous, really was bad. You know, from the highlights that I've seen, really was poor. Forrest was one of our best players. You know, 34 years old. He's been at the club for over 10 years. Absolute joke. You know, we're relying on James Forrest in 2026. Simply not good enough. You know, from Celtic, you know, in terms of their recruitment, it's dreadful. McCowan, thought McCowan did okay. Set up the goal for Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny was extremely poor yesterday. He's not Celtic quality, is he? Let's be honest. It's not his fault, but he isn't Celtic quality, to be honest. But yeah, the first half began. You know, Celtic were controlling possession. Kenny had the first opportunity, hit it, good header back across from McCowan. Kenny hit it, really good save by the goalkeeper, but it was offside. Celtic did get the opener. It was Johnny Kenny. Luke McCowan does well, you know, he beats the defender. He gets a little bit fortunate, just takes the deflection into Kenny's path, but it was a really good finish by Johnny Kenny. Celtic 1-0 up. Auchinleck Talbot had an opportunity from a cross into the box. What a surprise, we can't defend set pieces to save our life. Absolutely dreadful. And Simasalo came out, completely missed it, but Celtic managed to get it away. That was dreadful, it really was. Balaguisha as well was dreadful. We need to get rid of that guy, you know, he's simply not got it for Celtic. You know, he doesn't want to be here, so why fucking bother? You know, absolute waste of time. He was yesterday. Missed a great opportunity, and then after that he completely disappeared. Absolutely dreadful, it's just not worked for him. At Celtic, I think we should sell him. You know, he's not a number 10. He's not a winger. You know, why is he even here then? You know, he's clearly not got it for us. You know, really was poor. But yeah, at half-time, it was Celtic. Auchinleck Talbot 0, Celtic 1. In the second half, it was just the same. It was just as bad. You know, Celtic did get the second goal. But, you know, Kenny had an opportunity where, you know, he literally got played in. It was a really good finish from Johnny Kenny, but he was offside just about, you know. Celtic, you know, Kenny hit the bar from a cross, from a header. That was really lucky. Hit the bar and went out. You know, Celtic did get the second goal. Tanecki came on. Actually thought he was quite positive when he came on. It was funny because he made his debut at Rugby Park against Kilmarnock and he was really good in that game. He hasn't kicked on since. But yeah, he came on. It was a really good goal from Sebastian Tanecki. You know, cuts inside and smashes it into the top corner. You know, that was it. Celtic won 2-0. In a very unconvincing performance against a really poor side. You know, we've got Dundee in the next round at Celtic Park. Bologna next, you know, in the Europa League. We're not going to win that. We're going to get beat 100%. You know, we're not going to have players in, I don't think, for Hearts on Sunday. That's a huge game on Sunday against Hearts. I don't think we're going to win. I think we're going to get beat. I think we're going to get beat comfortably because we're dreadful. I think the board have given up on the league. You know, that means that if the board have given up on the league, then they should resign because they've screwed this season up completely. You know, they should accept responsibility for once in their lives and just give it up, you know, and leave the club. Desmond should sell his shares and go because they're the main problem to do with all of this. You know, we can blame the players all we want, but then it's not their fault they're playing when we got nobody else because the board doesn't want to spend money. It's a joke. But yeah, Celtic won 2-0. I'll do a reaction to the Bologna game on Thursday. But yeah, that was dreadful. Wasn't impressed whatsoever with that performance against a really poor side. You know, a junior side. Absolute joke. But yeah, I'll do a reaction to the Bologna game on Thursday. Any more transfer news, I'll give you guys updates and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.